Right here, in the middle of the dry and dusty town of Redstone, we are about to witness one of the wildest moments in the West. A nameless drifter about to be pulled into trouble that will change his fate forever. The sun burned so hot it felt like it was melting the dirt road. Inside the saloon called Coyote's Rest, noise and laughter fought against the decay of the whole town. And that was where Ethan Morgan appeared, a scarred former cavalry soldier, a man who had lost his family and lost every reason to keep living, riding on an old, worn-out horse. All he wanted was a drink to drown his sorrow, but walking through those swinging doors would open a chain of events no one could have expected. This was not just another cowboy tale. It was the kind of showdown that would shake all of Redstone. If you want to see how Ethan survives, hit that subscribe button now, because everything is about to explode. In one corner of the saloon, a fat man in a shiny vest slammed his glass on the table and grabbed a young woman's wrist. "One more bad drink and I will make you remember it for the rest of your life," he growled. The air reeked of whiskey and threats. The girl trembled, but her eyes stayed defiant. Then came the sharp crack of a slap, and the saloon fell silent. Ethan could not stand it. He rose to his feet, his voice low and firm. "Men do not treat women like that." Then every eye turned toward him. O'Rourke sneered, his hand brushing against the gun at his hip. Ethan did not hesitate. He stepped forward, locked O'Rourke's wrist, and hurled him through the door. The saloon shook as the man rolled out into the red dust. "You will regret this. I will crush you," O'Rourke screamed. Silence returned, broken only by heavy breathing. The girl gave Ethan the smallest nod. "Thank you, but I can handle myself." From behind the bar, a broad-shouldered, silver-haired man stepped forward. Her father, his eyes cold as steel. "You just crossed O'Rourke," he said clearly. "He is the most powerful man around here. He does not forgive, and he does not forget." Ethan simply replied, "Neither do I." Lila's gaze lingered on him, mixed with gratitude and fear. Ethan was supposed to leave town the next morning. Instead, he rented a room, telling himself he might find work guarding stagecoaches. But deep down, the truth was simpler. It was because of her. And that mistake would drag Ethan into a storm he could never escape. In the days that followed, Ethan could not take his eyes off Lila. She worked the saloon with polite smiles, but never let anyone believe she belonged to them. And every time Carter Hale, the wealthiest man in Redstone, walked in, her shoulders grew tense. Hale looked like an Eastern gentleman, but his grey eyes carried only possession. He owned the sheriff, the courthouse, and half the town. To him, people were nothing but property. One evening, he cornered Lila. "Miss Dawson, we need to talk about our future." She pulled her hand back, her voice calm. "Mr. Hale, I am working." He leaned close, his words cold as ice. "But your father's debt is still here." Late that night, with the saloon empty, Ethan approached her. "Is he bothering you?" he asked. She gave a bitter laugh. "Carter Hale is the bother, but it is none of your business, Mr. Morgan." "Ethan," he corrected. She blinked, whispering softly, "You look at me differently. They only see a waitress, but you." In that moment, Ethan's heart beat alive again after years of silence. But peace never lasts. The next morning, the whole town buzzed with shock. Hale declared that Tom Dawson's massive debt had to be paid at once, and the only way to erase it, Lila must become his wife. This was the moment the real battle began. Ethan heard the news before he saw her. Behind the saloon, Lila sat on a crate, her face hidden in her hands. When he stepped closer, she looked up, her eyes red, but still proud. "Congratulations," Ethan said bitterly. Word is, you are about to marry into money. Lila laughed, sharp and broken like glass. Engaged? Is that what they call it when a woman is traded for a debt? My father owes more than he could repay in 10 lifetimes. Hale made it clear, either me or everything gone. Head, you do not have to agree, Ethan growled. What choice do I have? Her voice cracked. Where would I go? What would I do? I am just the daughter of a saloon keeper. No money, no future. Ethan met her eyes. Yes, you do, if you come with me. She froze, lips trembling. With you? I can give you a way out. Not chains, but freedom. You do not deserve to be owned by any man. Her eyes shimmered. Why do you care about me? He wanted to tell her about his lost family, about the darkness that haunted him. Instead, he whispered, Because I am tired of seeing good people crushed by men like Hale. But that is not the only reason, is it? She asked softly. Ethan sighed. No, it is not. The air between them grew heavy. For a moment, the space between them was only a breath. But suddenly, Lila stepped back. I have to go. My father will worry. Lila, do not. Do not say what I think you are about to say. I cannot. Not yet. She walked away. Ethan stood frozen, his heart pounding, and then he saw it. In the shadows at the end of the alley, steel glinted from a gun. Someone had heard everything. This was no longer just about love. It was a fight for survival. That night, Lila vanished from the saloon. The next morning, Ethan found her in a back room, her face bruised, her lip bleeding. Carter Hale had unleashed his rage when she dared to resist him. Ethan's blood boiled. He was ready to storm out and hunt Hale down, but Lila clutched his arm, trembling. No. If you kill him, they will hang you, and I could not live if you died because of me. Ethan clenched his fists, then sank beside her, pressing a cold cloth against her wounds. His gentleness made her lean against him, whispering, Your offer to run away with you, is it still true? It is, Ethan said firmly. 3 nights from now, after the gold stage leaves, midnight, at the cliff, I will be there. He had faced bullets, ambushes, and death. But never had his heart raced like this. 2 nights before they were to escape, Redstone felt rain for the first time in 2 years. In the downpour, Lila slipped into Ethan's shabby room. He opened the door, hair messy, shirt half unbuttoned. She stood there, soaked, breathless. I should not be here. You are always welcome. Their eyes locked. She trembled. I am afraid to stay, afraid to leave, and afraid of what I am feeling. What are you feeling? Ethan asked. Lila did not answer with words. She kissed him. Outside, the storm howled, but inside that small room, fire burned. That night, for the first time, she gave herself not out of debt, not out of force, but out of choice. For a moment, they believed they were free. But, as the storm faded, a shadow stood outside the window, watching, and soon Carter Hale would know. Freedom had come, but freedom always has a price. On the morning of fate, the saloon was silent. Lila's father polished a glass again and again, his voice tight. Carter Hale is waiting in the back room. There, Hale sat with the debt papers in front of him. He smiled. Today, the debt comes due, and the only way to pay is you. By sunset, you will be my wife. Lila went pale. You cannot. I can, he cut her off. Refuse, and the sheriff will find stolen gold in Ethan Morgan's saddlebag. He will hang. Your father will rot in prison. And you will end up in a brothel, Every door slammed shut. Her lips bled as she whispered, "Fine, I will do it." That night, before the sheriff and a preacher, Lila became Carter Hale's wife. Her father lowered his head in shame. Hale's kiss felt like a brand of ownership. On their wedding night, he left bruises on her skin and cracks in her soul. Lila lay still, eyes wide open, vowing, this was not the end. In the weeks that followed, she played the role of the perfect wife, outwardly obedient, secretly saving coins, quietly seeking allies. And on the night she was supposed to meet Ethan, she slipped him a trembling note. "Do not come. It is a trap. Live. I will find you in Tucson next spring." Hale had no idea. The fire he thought he crushed was only smouldering, waiting to rise. Spring returned, and Ethan returned too, riding like a ghost, scarred but alive. From the ridge, he watched Redstone. When Lila's eyes found him, her heart nearly stopped. But Carter Hale always had spies. That night, as Lila tried to slip away, Hale blocked her path. "Running off, my dear wife," he sneered, slapping her hard against the wall, pressing a knife to her throat. "Caleb will be dead by dawn." Outside, gunfire roared. Hale laughed darkly. "Hear that? That is your hero dying in the street." The door burst open. Ethan staggered in, bleeding but steady with his gun. Behind him lay Hale's men, already fallen. "Let her go," he roared. Hale yanked Lila in front of him, knife to her throat. "Drop the gun, or she dies." The air froze. Suddenly, Lila rammed her elbow into his ribs. The blade nicked her skin, leaving a thin line of blood. Ethan's gun thundered. The bullet ripped through Hale's chest. He staggered, eyes wide with disbelief. "You were stronger than I thought." Then he collapsed, forever silent. Lila rushed into Ethan's arms, trembling but alive. He touched her wound gently, his voice breaking. "I came back. You never left." Her father, Tom Dawson, appeared at the doorway, his silver hair gleaming. "Go. I will take care of what remains. Your mother would be proud." They gathered gold, food, and weapons, and left Redstone that night. Across the mountains, blizzards and bloody memories followed them. Ethan nearly died, saved only by a miner. Through it all, Lila never left his side, caring for him with all her love. And when the new spring came, they rode west toward the promised land, California, carrying freedom, but also the past that would never truly rest. At last, they reached a small town on the coast of California. There, no one knew of Redstone. People only saw John and Mary Carson, a simple couple running a small diner called Second Chances. After all the pain, they had found the most precious thing, freedom and each other. Years later, travellers still whispered about the saloon girl and the drifter who defied a Western king. But in Haven's Rest, they were only two ordinary people, holding hands under the table, smiling at each other. If this story touched you, like and subscribe so you do not miss the next journey.